Modern productivity culture is often a collection of life hacks. We spend our energy hunting for the right morning routine, a better influence technique, or a psychological shortcut to win over colleagues. Stephen Covey categorized this as the personality ethic. These surface-level tactics generally address symptoms rather than causes. They often leave us in a state of dependence, where our effectiveness is dictated by external crises and the shifting expectations of those around us. Long-term effectiveness requires an inside-out process. Instead of attempting to manipulate the environment, the focus shifts to the character ethic, aligning habits with principles that function like natural laws. This is the maturity continuum. It maps the sequential journey required to move from reliance on others to true self-mastery. The progression begins at the base with dependence and moves upward through 3 distinct internal stages before reaching the level of interdependence. This sequence suggests that character growth follows a natural order. If we attempt to skip the internal work to reach external success faster, we find our progress stalled by the same dependencies we never actually resolved. Moving upward from dependence requires what Covey calls the private victory. This is the internal work of self-governance that must occur before any meaningful external success can be sustained. The foundation is habit 1. Be proactive. It's the realization that between any external stimulus and your response, you have the capacity to pause and choose how you act, rather than being a mere product of your environment. Once that agency is established, habit 2 provides direction. By beginning with the end in mind, you define a personal mission and a set of values that act as a steady internal compass for every subsequent decision. Habit 3 is the disciplined practice of putting first things first. It moves the focus from reacting to outside pressures to executing priorities defined by your mission. To see how this discipline works in practice, we can look at the time management matrix. It categorizes every task based on 2 factors: how urgent it is and how important it is. Most people are consumed by the left side of this grid. They spend their energy managing immediate crises in quadrant 1, or reacting to the interruptions and agendas of others in quadrant 3. This creates a cycle of relentless pressure. Highly effective individuals prioritize quadrant 2. These activities are important but rarely urgent, things like relationship building, long-range planning, and preventative maintenance. These first 3 habits build independence. This isn't about working in isolation. It's the ability to organize and execute your life based on internal principles, rather than being buffeted by external emergencies. While independence is a significant milestone, it is not the ultimate level of effectiveness. In an interconnected world, an individual working entirely alone can only achieve a fraction of their potential impact. The next level is the public victory, effective collaboration with others. However, this is only possible if you have achieved self-mastery first. You cannot create enduring trust if you haven't first built internal integrity. This shift starts with habit 4, think win-win. It isn't a compromise or a soft personality trait. It's a commitment to ensuring that every interaction results in a mutual, sustainable benefit. Reaching those win-win outcomes requires habit 5. You seek first to understand, engaging in deep listening to grasp the other person's perspective before attempting to present your own. This enables habit 6, synergize. When principled, independent people collaborate openly, they often find third alternatives that neither could have discovered alone. The result is a total output greater than the sum of its parts. Human leadership reaches its peak at this level. By possessing the internal security of independence, you gain the freedom to move into creative interdependence. This architecture of habits requires a high level of consistent effort. Without a system for maintenance, the risk of burnout or a slow decline into old reactive patterns is a core vulnerability. This is why Covey includes habit 7, sharpen the saw, the practice of preserving your most important asset, yourself. Renewal must be balanced across 4 dimensions: the physical, the mental, the spiritual, and the social. If one is neglected, the others suffer. This renewal is the ultimate quadrant 2 activity. It acts as an engine, creating an upward spiral of growth that reinforces and empowers the execution of the other 6 habits. Excellence in this framework is not a one-time event. It is the composite of daily habits that remain in alignment with objective principles. In an environment of constant, unpredictable change, anchoring character to these core principles offers a path out of reactivity. It provides the capacity to move beyond merely managing life and start authoring it.